Hey everyone, I'm doing my John Maxwell now. I went up to the pool, but it was raining today and I went into the hot tub for a bit. I decided to just come back up and just stay inside because it's been raining on and off. So today I did day 4 of the law of intuition, and today's thought is your leadership intuition can be increased. The proverb for today is from Proverbs 17:24. A discerning man keeps wisdom in view, but a fool's eyes wander to the ends of the earth. So there's two types of leaders. There are people who are natural leaders, and then there are people like me who have to be coaxed into leadership. And I guess that's been true for me from a young age. When I was little, I could not keep my balance. So I fell over many times when I started learning to ride my bicycle. I was fine on it when I was a kid, like when you ride your little tricycle. But when I started learning to ride my bicycle, I kept falling over. I couldn't keep my balance. And so eventually, after many falls and many scrapes and my grandmother putting methylated spirits on all my wounds and me screaming with pain, and afterwards they switched it to mercurochrome because that didn't burn as much, my grandfather got me these training wheels to help me. And then slowly over time they lifted those wheels off, and then I could ride my bike. And I rode very well. But some of us need a little bit more help to get going and to learn how to do things. It's the same with my singing. I can sing very well, but initially when I started, I didn't. So at our parish in Kwekwe, we had a choir and people used to guide me. And we used to practice over and over and over, and I still do. I don't put all my practices on social media, but I do practice. And it's funny how with singing, when you're singing along with others, the words come naturally, but when you're singing by yourself, it's not as easy to remember the words to sing a cappella. So I'm trying to improve that. And singing is a way for me to keep positive as well and to focus on something joyful. So John Maxwell in this book, he brings some good points across about competing with the best. The first point is that we have to become men and women of prayer. We have to be able to go to God with our problems and bring our difficulties to God, the same way that Moses did and Joshua did and the women in the Bible. We also have to take our difficulties to God and ask for his guidance. The second one is that Moses communicated with the people directly. So we also have to do that, whether it's with our employment agencies or on our Facebook pages or social media. We have pages that are ours, where we can communicate with people what we're looking for, what we want to do. The same way I post comments to Graceland or to whoever, saying that, oh, I wish I could sing at Graceland, or these are my goals, this is what I'd like to do, I'd like to get a job. And communicating with people directly by doing that, aside from talking to the people that I meet and the people that I interact with in my condo building or out at the grocery store. When I go to do my groceries, I talk to people. I tell them at City Market, at Shoppers, I'm looking for a job. At the LCBO, wherever I go, I talk to people and I ask them, do you know of anyone? If you know of anyone, can you let me know? Because then it's coming from us directly. And people know what our goals are, what our aims are. They know what kind of a position we're looking for, what kind of salary we're looking for. When I took my call center job, I took it out of desperation. It wasn't my ideal job because I was doing project coordination and I was doing executive assistant work. But because I couldn't get anything, I took it out of desperation. I took minimum wage. Before that, I was earning between $35 and $50 an hour, plus I was getting vacation pay. So now when I'm applying, I'm trying to apply for something that's more in line with my skills and my education, because what is impossible for us is possible for God. And I'm praying that I will get that break and get that opportunity. The third point is that Moses laid out a vision. I've already touched on that with my own life. It's where we want to go, where we want to be. Of course, we're not in control of everything. There's things that come against us. There's environmental disasters. There's rogue governments that come in and we'll end up being refugees. Or we have governments coming in, bringing in laws that implement evil. I mean, in Vancouver, there are children picking up needles in the parks and using them. The same like happened in Ireland. And the government said that this would be good for us, having hard drugs made legal. Everyone supported it. But actually, it wasn't good. And those of us who spoke up got a backlash, not only from people in the community, but even from family friends. Oh, but it's worked in this place and that place. But those places are not Canada. And it didn't work here. So it's that same kind of thing. It's the same way when I couldn't get work. My aunt in India, she told me, I want to take you to India. I said to her, you must be kidding. I fought for so long to stay in Zimbabwe, to live there from a young girl, and you want to take me to India. There's people, all the women are leaving India to come here and to work in Canada or work in the US. I said, no, Auntie Lona, I'm not coming to India. It's the wrong girl that you're asking to take to India. I'm staying in Canada, otherwise I'm going back to England or America or somewhere else where I can use my skills, because I do not want to go to India, especially when all the women that I've met who have come here are telling me, Belinda, don't go to India. It's the worst. So you have to push back with family as well and tell them no, because it's not their life and they need to hear it from you. It doesn't matter if my mother or my aunt or my uncles or whoever says it would be good for me to go to India. If that's not what I want, that's not what I want. And if people want to go and live in India and have no future and be in a male-dominated culture and live in filth and live in places where women get treated badly, by all means go, because everybody's leaving there to come to Canada. And then the third thing is that Moses selected leaders, so succession planning. And we talk about small groups in John Maxwell, in the church, when we have our small group prayer meetings, when we have our small groups that meet to organize things, events. Through that, leadership comes up, and then the children see us doing it, and then they want to do it. And it can work the other way too. I mean, I feel inspired when I see what my nieces are doing. They're doing things that I never had the opportunity to do. And their interests are different to mine, but it's good. I like to see it, and I like to see them succeeding. And then the last point is that once we are trained and once we are equipped, then we are released, we are sent out. And that's what happens every day at the end of the Mass. When we receive the blessing and we receive our prayer, we are sent out into the world to do God's will, to follow the example that's set for us. We're sent out to serve, we're sent out to help. And so those are the basic teachings about intuition. And once we learn the steps, then our intuition gets stronger and stronger. And just because we're adults doesn't mean that we don't have the option to start anew or to learn new things. We can always do. There are always creative ways to use our skills, to use our talents. I mean, even with me, I get bored sitting at home without a job. But I try to find ways to occupy my time. I sing, I exercise, I go for walks, I read the scriptures. I keep in touch with my friends. And my friends can see from my messages I'm frustrated. Beyond all hell, I am frustrated with sitting at home. But there's nothing I can do. All I can do is keep sending out the applications and going on. I have to go on to so many different websites to check every day. LinkedIn, the different recruitment sites, different places. I have to go to check to see what new jobs are there. And sometimes there's nothing new, but I have to keep checking and keep applying. So then he just basically says Moses empowered his people to do the work of leadership, and he did only what they could not do. And that's why when we have teams, we have people who will complement us. They'll make up for our areas of weakness, and they'll be strong in the areas that we can't deal with. And some people are good at one thing, other people are good at something else. So that's how we do it. And that's how we carry on. And we don't have to give up on our dreams. There are people who, they start achieving their dreams when they're in their 50s, their 60s, their 70s. They move countries, they go to different places. And if they can do it, why can't we do it? If I can leave Zimbabwe and work in England and then come work in Canada, why can't I go and work somewhere else? And it's not about my age. I'm not like in my 80s. If I was in my 80s and people were telling me, oh, that it's your age that's against you, I would agree. But I'm not in my 80s. There are people in their 80s who are doing work and who are out there and who are earning money. So why can't I do it? Why do I have to sit at home and waste my life? I shouldn't have to. So that's the way that I look at it. And again, it's about how other people perceive us. And if they perceive us negatively, that, oh no, I don't think you'll be able to do it. Oh, it's ageism. Oh, look at your age. No. If I could come this far, I'm sure I can go further. And I'm sure I can accomplish even greater things. And I can hold on to my dreams and my goals and my plans. And maybe I won't achieve all of them, but I sure as hell will try.